Welcome to Cool People, a series where I get to sit down and have a chat with some seriously cool people. This episode was a really great chat. Bev was nominated by one of her work colleagues. I had never met her before, and I spent a heap of time researching into who she is and what she's been doing. I spoke to a number of her colleagues to work out exactly what she is doing in her community, and wow, she is putting in so much of her own time to support not only her colleagues, but the students. She has been key to the students of Bentley Park connecting with arts and moving on into high school and finding a real passion for the arts. So really, really cool conversation. She's an incredible person. Enjoy.
Hi, my name's Bev. I'm from Cairns originally, born and bred here. My parents lived here all the time as well and grew up here, went to school at Cairns West State School and then Trinity Bay High School. After that I went to the Conservatorium of Music in Brisbane, studied down there, and then Teachers College, and then came to the Burdekin was my first teaching job. Taught there doing music, and then came up to Cairns, met my husband who's in the Navy. Then we moved over to Western Australia for 6 years and had my children over there, taught over there, and then we came back to Cairns and been here ever since. So back in Cairns and back where I grew up.
So you've been nominated by one of your colleagues, and pretty much what I got out of that was that you are doing some pretty incredible stuff, and I know you don't want to say that you do, but once I started doing a little bit of research into the work that you're doing through your school community and I guess just the general wider community that you're within, I started looking at the long list of things, and it just genuinely blew me away. Like when I'm looking at the list here, I've got, just within your teaching community, you are the one that celebrates every single teacher's milestone. You're the one that always gets flowers for leaving staff. You bake every single week for the teachers. You are absolutely key to the social club and making sure that's still going and creating benefit for the teachers. You organise effectively every event like Melbourne Cup and stuff like that. You even have a community basket in the staff room which people donate to, and you pass that on. So just within your teaching community, that's all on top of your job. There's so much there that you're doing for other people to make sure that they feel special and feel included in your community. And then there's the kids part of it as well, the students that you work with, and you're organising musicals, you're doing work outside of hours, you're running a school play every second year that sells out, you go on above and beyond to give kids access to the arts. That's a lot. That is just an incredible amount of work that you do within your community, and that's why I really wanted to have this chat with you, is because that is so much time outside of your job that you're doing for others, and I think that's just a really special thing. And I want to know what drives you to be such a special person in your community, or why do you take all this extra time? Like that's yeah, I want to know why. What's your why?
My why. I love just including people and being kind to people. That's the type of community I want to live in, and that's how I want to be treated as well. So I just feel that if I can promote that sense of family as well, I think, or bonds within our community and in our workplace, then that creates a sense of well-being and everyone feels happy and happier, and that's the workplace I'd like to be in as well, and I want to be in. So if I can help people out or just recognise people and so they feel like they want to come to work, and how we interact with each other as well, just promote that within the school and how I want to be treated as well. Yeah.
Where does that sort of come from? Is that sort of something that you were brought up with? Is that like a community that you are around, or where does that sort of desire to create that sort of, I guess, welcoming and community?
I think definitely it was the way I was brought up. My mum did volunteer with a lot of within things that we were doing as growing up. My sister and I whether it was orchestra or choir that I was in and things like. Mum did a lot of volunteering and a lot of work with that as well. So I always saw her doing that. And my dad as well, he would help anyone. Anyone asked for anything, he would always, drop things and go and help people. So I guess that was just the way I was brought up, and we just always did that for people, help people and do that. And I think seeing that, it also gives you a sense of fulfillment as well. That I feel good when I'm helping people. So it works both ways as well.
You sort of just said it then that you feel better when you're helping others. What sort of impact have you seen, I guess, with the people around you that you've done this for? Like, have you seen, um, I guess, people really lift from that? You know, do you find that you've got a really tight knit community that it's come together? Are you finding that, you might have someone that's a bit down and trodden and come in and have your welcoming, embrace, I guess. Do you find that you see a lot of that?
Oh, definitely. You can see people smile or feel like that. You can tell in their face that they do feel lifted up when they're recognised or acknowledged or even helped if there's something going wrong, or just a hug sometimes. Yeah, definitely.
I think the specifics around like your commitment to the arts in school is something that I'm really blown away with, because um, I found that you've run over 10 musicals at Bentley Park alone, that's just an incredible achievement, because that's a lot of work.
Yes.
You've had your students perform at the Cairns Carol by Candlelight in front of thousands of people. You've won local school choir competitions. You've been, when I was talking to people around you, and they said that you were an integral part of the arts pathway for kids in the region. Specifically, that Bentley Park has all 5 strands of arts all the way through to high school, and that comes down to a large part of what you've been doing with the younger kids. And I think that's incredible to see that you're so committed to giving kids that opportunity to be a part of that. I think that's really special. Where does the art sort of come in for you? Because obviously you went through your background, you've been in it for a long time. What do you connect with that? And I guess what's your drive for the I guess arts in general to get that access to kids?
Yes. Well, definitely, as you said, I grew up with doing the arts myself and being musical and in choirs. I was in the Junior Choral Society here, the youth orchestra. So I grew up with those and the experiences that come with that. So you get to go away with the choir, or you get to go and play in a band or orchestra, different things like that. And the friendships that I developed, I think a lot of them have stayed with me the whole life, especially coming back to my hometown. So those sort of feelings I wanted to give to my students as well. And I've worked in a lot of, Bentley's been 25 years, but before that, the Burdekin and also in West Australia, a lot of the schools are disadvantaged or lower socioeconomic schools. They haven't had those experiences, a lot of the students. So I wanted to give them those experiences, and to so they can feel again that feeling of camaraderie with other students, and just the excitement of in those experiences of performing for people, and which then gives you a rush as well and makes you feel good.
Okay.
So I think that's what it is about, and letting the students feel that.
Yeah, I can only imagine what those kids felt at Carols by Candlelight for something it's Christmas, it's in front of that many people. That would have been
Singing, that's right.
incredible to see.
Yes, they were very excited and very bit awestruck at first, but at the same time they were like, "Wow, all these people are here listening to us."
That's a lifelong memory there.
It is, exactly. They feel that as well. I said that's how you can feel when you entertain and yeah, have an audience.
Outside of that memory, let's not use that one. But what would be your favourite memory of that sort of event or time that you've seen someone shine?
I think in the musicals I do at school, yeah, you usually have 80 to 100 students doing it each time, and students that you may not think would be musical or dramatic or on stage, and they come along to the rehearsals and they do it because they like it, but they think they'll like it, but they're not sure. And then they end up just getting on that stage and shining. And ones that you would not expect or society mightn't expect. Like we've had some students that are special ed, and I remember one boy, he just got up on stage and he didn't have exactly all the dance moves that he was supposed to have, but he just loved it and got up there. It was showed in his face, and so many people come up and said to me after how it was inclusive and just watched him shine. So those memories are the ones that I do also take as well. Plus, there's also some that you can see are going to go on to more. So you know that you've hopefully given them the experience and they hadn't had that before, and that they will continue it through.
Yeah, that would be really special.
Yeah.
Something that really sort of stuck out with how much time you put into others is you recently had some time off with your diagnosis with cancer, and what the people were saying is like they realized how much stopped.
Did they? There you go.
They genuinely were like, there's no weekly bakes.
Baking, yeah, they didn't get sweet treats.
I'm
no.
sure they've come accustomed to that sort of stuff.
They had.
The events, someone else had to take that up. I think it may have shown that group of people that, hey, there's so much that you do. Like you putting so much time and effort into this. With your time away and getting yourself better, I guess, has that changed at all how you look at your community, as in what's your place in that community and how much time you put into that space? Like, has it changed at all? Or are you coming back just as hard and this is exactly it? Or
I think I'm coming back just as hard, and it reinforced that. I think that exactly what the reason I was doing it is to create a happy and harmonious and bonds within our workplace. So I felt that back tenfold myself when I was ill, and everyone rallied around and gave me beautiful messages and sent me, some gifts and things, and you feel like, well, then I must be touching their lives if they're doing the same back, I think, which is what I wanted to promote. As I said, that's a society I want to live in.
100%.
And definitely I felt that when I was ill, and definitely. So I continue doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was that was the point where I really realized how much time and effort you're putting into that space, because when they said that when you weren't there, there's so much wasn't happening that they didn't realize. It's just been a part of their experience there, is that all of these things happen. And then once you're no longer there, it wasn't happening. And it's always one of those things, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And I think
that's true.
It's but I'm really glad to hear that came back. Like
yes,
the fact
definitely.
That the people that you've been supporting for so long come around and gave you that support, because I think that's a lot of people want that in their life, whether it's in a workplace, whether it's in their social group. They want to give, but also give back. And
yes, it's not for the accolades, but it's more to get those feelings back. Definitely, that people do care, and we're all caring, all trying to create that environment. Yeah.
You said when I rocked up that you don't know why you're here, why I would want to have a chat with you. Have I made a good enough point over the last however long it's been that you are a pretty incredible person doing some pretty cool stuff?
When you started rattling off some of the things and doing all the things, I thought, oh, okay, yeah, I do probably do a bit, yes, yeah.
I think that's when you were nominated, having a chat to people, it took probably about 30 seconds to realise that 100% I would love to chat to you and to meet you, to see who this person is that's doing all this stuff. Like,
yes.
It's genuinely rare that you see someone, like a quarter of that list would be someone doing great work, but to work through all of that, the stuff that you're doing just within, that's why I wanted to break it out. The stuff that you're doing within your staff, like in your teaching community, is massive. The amount of time that you're doing just to make people feel special, to create that community around you is that's inspiring. Workplaces don't have that. You're special there. That means a lot to a lot of people. And the feedback I got was that without you, that place isn't isn't the same. It, it's just not.
That's
It
lovely
doesn't
to hear.
exist.
Yeah.
So,
No.
and then that's already enough. Like that's enough to be wow. But then the time that you're doing for these kids and the students, and you're creating these pathways to give them access to yeah, effectively the school that has 5 strands of arts in high school because they have someone in the younger ages
Yeah.
coming through going, hey, try this out, be a part of this. There's a lot of focus on, science and trades and stuff, but I think creativity is incredibly important now, and giving that access, it could be an outlet for people to be
Well,
creative on
definitely.
a stage. Everything goes away once they're on stage. So that was, yeah, really inspiring to hear that you're doing so much work. So that's why I really wanted to have this chat, because I think you're doing some pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
And I'm very appreciative that you've let me into your house and set up some lights and have this chat, because I want you to know that the people that I spoke to genuinely care for you, and they are very appreciative of the work you do. So, yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's lovely.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
No, thank you very much.
I
That's
think
lovely. Yeah.
you are doing some really cool stuff. I got a little jealous. I was like, man, when I was in a workplace, I wish I had people around me like that. Or I should have been like that,
Oh, you like cooking? Or,
Yeah, I should start cooking. Well, yeah. Well, I don't cook the sweets though, so that's the difference.
Yeah, you do
So
the
I
other.
do,
Yeah.
I do the savouries. My wife loves cooking sweets, so my little
Maybe you
one
could have
has
I don't
always
know,
got the
a
sweets.
soup day or something, or a savoury day or something. You could
Once
do.
I get employees, I can look at
There you
that.
go. Yeah.
But no, once I was talking to Carla, and yeah, we had a few chats, like phone call and email, back and forth, and I was like, can I have someone else? Like, can I speak to someone else too? And I spoke to Haley, and she was just like, oh my God, like, and then, yeah, I called, so I got on to Bruce because, yeah, I still know him and his daughter. And
Yeah,
I
he's
was
been
like,
very supportive. Yes.
and I was like, hey, mate, what's your experience? And he gave you the biggest glowing review. Like,
Oh, he's wonderful.
he was up in Bamaga, and he was literally just about to walk into a meeting. And he actually went late into his meeting because he was just talking
Oh,
about,
there you go.
he listed up all the stuff you do. And yeah, I was like, yep, let's do this.